the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Alright, today is February 26, 2024. It is 2:52 a.m. I've been behind the computer for like an hour or so, trying to connect, link some of my videos with my editing program. You see this? It's showing all question mark. That's because they cannot find where they are. Okay, this is, I post something on my community board letting you know you may not find some of my, oh, so these are already connected, but these with the question mark, my program cannot find them. They don't know where, the computer doesn't know where these files are located at. So when I put on my community board that I think March 3rd, the video that I recorded yesterday, I scheduled them for March 3rd. They are in different channels. So there's this one here, March 3rd. So whatever I'm gonna record now, I don't know when you're gonna see it, because depend on how I edit that video, what I say and what I need to show you or things like that. I don't know where they are. I don't know where those files may be, because my husband is moving things around, because with having videos every day, you need space, okay, in the computer. Let me show you. I don't know why I'm showing you this, but I'm showing you anyway. Let's see here. Okay, so these are all of my how do you call this, my hard drive and things like that. This is where I was saving some of those files. You see it's in the red, so I'm almost full. But my husband, who works from home now since the pandemic, and he's working from home, so he needs the computer. So that sort of slow the computer. He knows more about these kind of things, but I know I'm in the red. I'm almost done. So he has to move some files around so he could have the computer somewhat free of some space so he could do his work more smoothly. Okay, so this is what I was telling you on my community board. Alright, so whenever you see this video, you see it. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep on recording because there are some stuff that's going on, and I'm up. I don't know, I work better at night, I guess because it's quieter. I'm more in tune, but let's get to it. All right, so these are the numbers for the back end. 3,801 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. Analytic. Okay, so there's this. So what happened here now? Last time it went down. Publish fewer videos cause your channel view to be lower. Okay, so I haven't really posted that much over here because I was posting on our Port of Pure service during the Invictus 1 year to go. So that's why YouTube is telling me you don't have that much here. Please, if you can donate on my PayPal or Cash App. I still have my Patreon up, but I want you guys to see everything that I want to share with you. Things that have issues, that YouTube have issues, then I'll put them on Patreon. I haven't really put much on Patreon. So like I was saying, if you can donate to my PayPal, and I'll try to create the shop and put some t-shirt, and you guys could support me through that. But anyway, so let's get started. Alright, so this is gonna come later. I think it's this one that I want to share with you. Oh, did I show you what I plan on sharing with you? I counted it, but I didn't write it. I forgot how many I have. So these are the things that I'll be sharing with you. It might turn into 2 videos because depend on what I say. So this is the first one that I'll be sharing with you regarding the prince who took picture with Harry during the Living Legend Award. So there's some stuff there. If you had followed me or subscribed to our Port of Pure service, you should have known because I didn't post that on my community board on IP Team Sussex. I was like, you guys, I've been telling you to subscribe over here or at least go check that channel every now and then, but you guys are not subscribing. So I posted on our Port of Pure service because it was during the Living Legend thing, but I'm sharing it on this channel because it has to do with legal stuff. Okay, so I don't want to bring that mess too much over there on our Port of Pure service. And I have something regarding Anne, mental health, William, and a little bit of funny things, lighthearted things. Cash Cab is a game show kind of thing, and Megan. Okay, so we're gonna start with the prince. What's his name? Lip, I think his name. The German prince. Okay, so this is the first tweet. Ethan Singh, the Sun reporter, Ethan Singh 96 at the Sun, served attorney Mel for fake news and defamation, Prince Harry and Dr. Prince Mario Max Schaumburg, Lip, that's the one I was talking about. Dr. Princess Antonia Singh called himself, okay, that's this here, what is that? NTJ is the industry charity, delivers the premier training scheme for journalism in the UK, runs diversity. Okay, so that's that here. I don't know. Industry standard journalist, so apologize and retract fabrication. So this is the letter. This letter is, I posted on my community board on our Port of Pure service. And let me see. Dear Mr. Singh, okay, so notice to cease and desist specific activity. There's the case number, I think. Dr. Mr. Singh. Our officers were contacted by Prince Schaumburg regarding a potential defamation case against you. Prince Schaumburg is a respected member within the community. We have been informed that he is being harassed, threatened, and his reputation harmed by you, and that such conduct is currently ongoing. Under the law of California, it is unlawful for an individual to make deliberate false statement with the intent of harming another individual's reputation or professional livelihood. California Civil Code, there's the code here, 44, define defamation as an invasion of the interest and reputation. The tort involves a publication that is false, defamatory, unprivileged, and that has a natural tendency to endure or that cause specific damage. There's the civil code here. Smith versus Maldonado, 1999. That's another case that they're making reference to. Your conduct meets the element of defamation through our libelous and slanderous statements, as you knowingly made false statement and accusation about Prince Schaumburg that were made to other parties' publication, specifically false statement intended to harm his personal and professional reputation. This letter served as a formal request to immediately cease the alleged action taking place and retract all defamatory statement immediately. Additionally, please do not contact Prince Schaumburg in any form. Nothing in this letter should be construed as a waiver of any right or remedies in this matter, all of which are expressly reserved. Moreover, please be advised that this letter is written pursuant to California Evidence Code 1152, and any and all information and documentation submitted herein is for the purpose of settlement only, and nothing contained herein may be utilized in the subject proceeding. Please be advised that Prince Schaumburg has been made aware of his right and remedies should this letter fail to generate an appropriate response. We kindly ask that you respond to the undersigned within 7 days of receipt of this letter, confirming your compliance with the above mentioned request. Your anticipated cooperation is appreciated. Okay, so it was written by Carl C. Berkey, Esquire. All right. So this was okay. So this is the royal line of German. Okay, German Burgberg line. Okay, Prince George Wilmer Schaumburg Lip brothers. Okay, so you could pause and read these. So they were separated in 1842. So I guess that's their family tree kind of thing. All right. So let's read some of the comment. And I have a picture of him when he took the picture with Harry. And he gave, if you go on our Port of Pure service, I have a lot of video regarding the award show. And there's an interview that he did, and it was very respectful. He stood in front of the camera and responded to the journalist who was asking him questions and stuff like that. But they turned his thing completely 360. All right. Dr. Prince Mario Max wishing success and standing for truth and justice. That's our toxic British press, toxic British media, thinking they can say anything and get away with it. Clean his clock good, your grace. All right. So that's an ad, and that's it. All right. So let's go to the next tweet. I wasn't planning to read it, but I was like, while I was recording, and I was like, you know what? Since I didn't read it anyway, so might as well read it now. All right. Next tweet. Oh, so Afro Ann attended the funeral for the, is it Namibia president, and nothing was reported in the UK press about this. They want to hold on to the Commonwealth, but ignore these countries when it suits them. Wow. CC Saturday. The Princess Royal this afternoon arrived at Windhoek Hoesa Kutako International Airport, Namibia, and was received by the British High Commissioner, His Excellency Mr. Charles Moore. Her Royal Highness, representing the King, this evening called upon Mrs. Monica Grankus, widow of Dr. H. Gangorb, former President of the Republic of Namibia. So this is the part where William should have stood up. If Charles cannot make it, that was William Jobs. Okay, let's give prop where prop is due. Princess Anne stood up. Okay, they can't send, what's the other one? The child, what's his name? The one with Virginia Godfrey thing. I can't believe I forgot his name right now. Okay, so William should have stood up to the plate and do that. Okay, the King was represented by the Princess Royal at the burial service for Dr. Haig Godfrey Geingob, former president of the Republic of Namibia, which was held at Heroes Acre, Windhoek, Namibia this morning, and this afternoon attended a state luncheon given by the president of the Republic of Namibia at State House, Osblik, Windhoek. Sorry if I pronounce these words wrong. So there's Princess Anne. She did what she had to do. The to be in a marriage cannot go because she doesn't like black people. Princess Anne looked very somber and show respect, and that's it. And that was supposed to be William's job. My goodness. Okay. Dignitaries including Britain Princess Anne, the Emir of Qatar, German President Frank Walter Steinmeier, Finnish President Sauli Niinisto were presented at the Heroes Acre in Windhoek, Namibia, to attend the funeral for the late Namibia President Heir Geingob. Alright, so these are some of the pictures. It's hard to see, but there they are here. They attend to show respect, but you know what they all after. The land. God help us. That was it. No comment. Next tweet. Alright, we are into mental health. So I try to grab as many important things that I see that popped up on my timeline. If I don't see them, because I do not follow the Daily Fail, the crazy British press people thing. The squad who could stand them, who follow them, or who bring things from their posts or whatever. And if I follow this particular squad who happen to post them and it falls under my timeline, and if I find it very interesting or important, I'll share them with you. But I don't follow these crazy people to know what they're talking about. I don't care. Because if I start responding to them, that crazy people are going to come after me, and I do not have time for them. All right, next tweet. If that woman has mental health issues, I hope she's getting advice from this woman. I want for her everything. Okay, first let me see, who's that? Is that a squatty? That person follows me, husband, son, grandson, granddaughter, and some squatties are following her as well. Okay, so if that woman has mental health issues, I hope she's getting advice from this woman. Which one? There's two pictures. There's focus on Megan, and there's this woman here. I remember when Megan came out to talk about her mental well-being, that woman on the side, I don't remember the full story behind it. I know it wasn't positive. And I was like, these people, they should not be in the business of mental health. Because the thing that they're supporting, once the monarch or the monarchy, the institution starts saying something, all their senses are gone. Okay, so I don't remember the full things with her, but I remember talking about her. She looks familiar. Okay. But this caption got me a little bit confused because which woman or is she making reference to? Okay, let's start all over. If that woman has mental health issues, I hope she's getting advice from this woman. I want her everything she wanted for Megan. Okay, so now you mentioned Megan, so I'm assuming her. Don't play victim. Find a way of living. Where are you? Okay, I don't think playing the victim helps. Founder of mental health charity Singh says Meghan Markle should find ways of living with whatever disability or disadvantage you have after Duchess told of her suicidal thoughts. Okay, I don't think playing the victim helps. Meghan was not playing victim. She was just addressing what she was going through. Founder of mental health charity Singh says Meghan Markle, okay, so that's her right here. The founder of the mental health thing here, Singh, says Meghan Markle should find ways of living with whatever disability. So, sure, this is the thing here. I think that's the same one that I saw. Shouldn't she be aware of how to proceed with Meghan's situation? Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is why sometimes when I say even mental health professionals in the UK, when the revamp to start anew, the entire institution, the entire island needs to get help. Guess from where? Not from mental people in the UK, outside, from another country who deal with mental issues, they all should get help, because the island is sick. I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything, but the things that is coming out of the UK, it's not normal. This is not normal. You have this woman who started a mental health charity called Singh, and now there's someone who presents herself to the world, letting people know this is what I was going through, and then this is the response that she gave. She should not be in the business of mental health at all. Okay, let's finish it. Okay, let me read it without me inputting anything anymore. I don't think playing the victim helps. Founder of mental health charity Singh says Meghan Markle should find ways of living with whatever disability or disadvantage you have after Duchess told of her suicidal thoughts. So you pretty much know what she meant by that. Okay? There's no living if there is suicidal. So you pretty much know what she means. But there's Harry, for instance. You know, if there's a disability that is going on with someone, he wants to nurse them back to some form of normalcy, to get better and be part of society, to contribute part of society. I'm talking about Invictus. But this woman right there should be far, far away from mental health. Very far away. My goodness. What did she say again? So whatever mental thing that Meghan is going with, so she should stay like that with it. Okay? Meghan Markle should find ways of living with whatever disability or disadvantage you have. Wow. Live with this is crazy. To live with it. Which pretty much mean, you know, whatever it is that she was thinking, that she should go ahead and do it. This is crazy. This is full-blown crazy. Okay, so that was back 18 January 2023. Let's read some of the comments here. Pause. That's why I don't care where Kitty Cat is and what she is doing there. She dug a hole so deep for Meghan and then fell into it. Bullseye. I'm also tired of hearing that she is a mother, so was Meghan, and she continued to suffer at the hands of the royal family and the media throughout her pregnancies. Yeah, her first pregnancy, no woman should go through that at all. No women should go through that. Because especially when you plan a pregnancy, the joy and happiness that a couple comes with when they find out they're successful, and then for the entire country, when I say entire country, I'm talking in terms of media and the people who hold the key to information in the UK. Okay? Some very well-minded individual in the UK sort of understand. But the media and the royal family, my goodness, the hell that they put Meghan through. No women should go through that. Okay? Save this for when you need it. Okay? Just for context, this lady did an interview and her words got misconstrued by the right-wing media. She asked for a retraction, but that wasn't going to sell the papers. It's really unfortunate. Okay, she should have shut up. Maybe it's after the thing come out and she see the backlash. All right, let me read what's there and then move. Or maybe when there's a commercial or ad. Okay, that's why I never trust any of these so-called mental health charities from the UK, especially the UK. They never spoke up when Meghan needed them. Yeah, that is true. That's another branch of some of the things that I said. They all need help. All of them in that island. Okay, for God's sake, seriously, playing the victim, what a dreadful choice of word. They were without doubt victim of his family, just as anyone who was in the Twin Towers on 9/11 was a victim. There are at times people who are victims, though, no choice. Okay, do you know the name of this atrocious woman? I think the name is in it, but I don't want to share it here on my channel. If you know, you know. Okay, and these people can take 1/1000th of what Meghan went through. Denying her suffering is racism. How you can deny suffering of someone who is abused daily just for breathing, laughing, walking, and talking. Okay, white racists always gaslight with playing victim, but the moment they're treated the same, they can take it and whine about it loudly, so anyone who will listen but love to scream your quote, just playing victim, end quote, when been racist, vitriolic bullies to others. It's always in their playbook. All right, after this, that's it. Seems like karma is very busy these days. All right, next tweet. Okay, still in the mental health aspect. Okay, so there's this here. All right, so this is the part here where Megan was thinking, she, you know, the way she was feeling is like she could take her life, and she's like, I don't want to stay by myself. Okay, if you watch the docuseries, I believe it was the docuseries where she said addressed that, or was it? Okay, let me not waste time trying to figure out. Okay, no words except thank God for preventing that from happening. The world is a better place with them in it. Sweet baby Archie and Princess Megan deserve better. Okay, so let's listen here. If there's music, I'm gonna mute it. There's a music. I quickly mute it. My goodness, may God continue to protect them. Poor Harry. I mean, this is a woman he loved, and for her to think that way, and knowing what his mother went through and the pain that he went through after the death of his mother, and then to see, okay, he was gonna have a child with this woman, and then this is the thought process that was going on. And this is why I give huge credit to Hugh Jackman, you know, Wolverine, the actor who played Wolverine. I give him huge credit, because when this was in the news, the discussion of mental health of Megan, he came out in support of Megan. Okay, and he gave shout out to I believe there's a charity he support or something like that. So I give him huge credit for that. Okay, all right, whatever's there. This is an ad here. Give Megan the Oscar right now, because that lady is hiding her pain behind a brave smile. But poor Harry, that's the thing here. Poor Harry is a wide open book. Now that we know, his pain is there for all to see. The way Megan grabbed that hand and said thank you speak to her level of suffering also. The pain in his face, the pain. Yeah. Let's watch it one more time after reading these comments. Yeah. Like I said when I first showed her, knowing what he went through with his mother, and now the woman he loved, and then the child, his first child. My goodness. Very painful. And this is why now he's saying this is something he should have done a long time ago.
And I have no regrets. It's incredibly sad, but I have no regrets at all, because now I'm in a place where I feel as though I should have been 4 years ago.
Because happiness was somewhere out there, but he didn't know any better. Now he knows. Next tweet, there's that here. Okay, it's me and the pantyhose on my head again. I'm just wondering if they can hear themselves. Will you tell your married friend to leave his wife and children to go be by his brother's side for life? Okay, so let's listen to this. 1 minute and 34 seconds.
It's funny how the royalists can have a legitimate debate about Prince Harry going back to the royal family, to be by William's side, support his brother, big reconciliation. But a married man, a married brother, big debate about him going back to be by his brother's side. But said brother has a wife who has disappeared for what, 2 months now? No one is asking why she's not by her husband's side after 2 months of a planned surgery, which means planned surgery, abdominal. Should have recovered from that already, but raging debate about Prince.
I don't know, for some reason I've said so many variation of this, and this one I don't know if I mentioned it in a video, is that there's a possibility, maybe, in my humble opinion, she probably could be pregnant, and because now they had moved up the recovery to like 9 months since what, last month, so 8 months to go now, that's when she'll be back. So there's a possibility she might be pregnant, and that baby may not be William, and they do not want to recognize that baby. So not showing her she's pregnant, so that baby will be raised outside of the institution. This is another branch of their thing. I'm sorry if I'm speculating. I know this may sound crazy, but they're not telling people, but they keep on saying different things. So I might as well throw my hat on this. Okay? I even said at some point, another variation, there's a possibility she may not be alive. And when she do come back, it might be a completely different face. And they might say it's surgery. But they're saying it's abdominal, but the face should look the same. Okay? So let's listen. Her point is they want Harry to leave his wife and children to go now be by his brother's side. Meanwhile, his brother doesn't seem to recognize reality or doesn't understand his position, keep on doing stupidity. Okay? And people around him are not telling him truth. Okay, now that I'm saying this, I'm going to move a tweet around, because when he was in the Middle East, you had people telling the crowd to clap for William. These are the people who's not telling William the truth. So William can never acknowledge the stupidity that he's doing. But let's go back to this video. Okay, I'm moving it back slightly. I stopped for too long.
Planned surgery, abdominal. Should have recovered from that already, but raging debate about Prince Harry leaving his wife and children and going back to UK to be by his brother's side. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of madness is that? Who says that a married man should leave his wife and go back to be by his brother's side?
The UK.
What kind of incest is that? What nonsensical thing is that? You know, like, who says that?
The UK says that.
British people, and they're yelling about it too, you know, the royalists, the reporters, all of them, like, who says that?
Damn, crazy island.
It's so bizarre, isn't it?
It's not normal over there. It's not normal. Let me read some of the comments here. Beautiful. Those royalists don't even listen to themselves, because if they do, surely they'll know they sound delusional. You are gorgeous, by the way. There's me laughing at it. Pantyhose does the job. Exactly. It's the audacity of these people. Sick deranged set. Alright, so there's that. Barazo. Okay, after this, that's it. The toxicity of the UK press is on another level. I can imagine asking a grown 40-year-old man to leave his wife, children, and businesses to go babysit a grown man in his 40s because he can't do the job he was born to do. Let all they wish on the Sussexes go back tenfold. And there's a video I said, the way they're raising, going to the next tweet. The way they're treating Harry, okay, making things so rare to him. The great grandmother is now she passed. The great grandmother, not Queen Elizabeth. Is it the mother of Queen Elizabeth? Yeah, she has to be. Okay, the great grandmother. When Harry was a kid, they will give William the best of everything, and whatever William then want, they give to Harry. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I've read it in some tweets or whatnot. Okay? And when you look at the way they treated Harry still now, okay? This is the way. I'm not saying this treatment should be happening, but this is the mentality that they have. But this is the way they should have treated William. Why? That way, when he become the heir to the throne, he would have appreciated a little bit more. Because since he was young, since he was born, they've been giving him the best of everything. He can never do anything wrong. Everything is, whatever he wants, he gets. So they should make things a bit harder for him, because they already know what awaits for him, the wealth and everything. So when he gets to the throne, at least he would appreciate it and learn to manage it in a way. When you look at Harry right now, maybe it was a blessing in disguise, the way they treated him. Okay, so he learned to manage his money. When there is a sale, is it TK Maxx or something like that, in the UK? He knows when there is sale. Even the CEO of that place don't even know when there is a sale, or Harry used to go shop there. But Harry know when there's sales going on. whatever money his father gave him, he know how to ration his money. Okay, so now that he's on his own, the father still treating him like shit, took everything away from him. So now whatever money he's making, he knows how it is not to have. So he will manage it very well. And Megan that way as well. She grew up. She let us know. She didn't grow up with all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable, you know? Like I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like that is all very new. And so to be able to show like, you want that, you could totally have that and you are enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people.
So now put them together. They know how to manage their money. In a way, that's the way that I assume it. So now this is another video that I've shared this a long time ago with you, probably on PYTE. This is William somewhere in the Middle East. Now pay attention. I believe it's this guy right here. Okay, telling the crowd to clap for William, who's somewhere in the back. So when William is passing by, so he could hear people clapping for him. So these yes sir people, these henchmen are the one who's putting nonsense in William's head and don't let him see reality. Alright, so let me read the caption and then play the video. This video is so sad, begging the crowd to pretend they're happy to see the future king of Sultan Island. Alright, it's 18 seconds only. Let's go. Look at it. You see him? There he is here. Okay, look at it. Clap, clap, clap. My goodness, that's embarrassing. Why begging people to make noise? Him waving like a 6-year-old. Like a 6-year-old is the cherry on top for me. Alright, so there's me here responding. 4 people already like it, like an hour ago. This is why the yes sir people are effing his future reign. They don't have the guts to tell him the truth. Perhaps if the truth were said, Egg will probably acknowledge his stupidity. If they keep telling him people love him, no matter how stupid he acted, then all fault don't lie on Egg. Alright, so there's that here. Alright, so there's all of this. The shame. Okay, that's an ad. Let's go to the next one. Well, I rearranged this. This was not supposed to be, but what I had after that, which further down, was how Harry is a statement. Alright, next tweet. Alright, the tabloid are pretty much telling everyone the truth of what happened to this lady. Alright, so this is about Kate here. Kate Middleton needs to strike a careful balance and she'll have flexibility when she returns to the royal duties, mental health expert claims. Princess of Wales 42 is not expected to resume duties until after Easter. Alright, read more. There's that here. That's when February 25th, 2024. That was yesterday. The Princess of Wales needs to strike a careful balance when she returns to royal duties, a mental health expert has claimed. The 42-year-old underwent planned abdominal surgery at the London clinic last month and has been recovering the family's home in Adele Cottage in Windsor. The mother of 3 will not carry out official engagement until after Easter and could undertake any necessary work from her bed. This is the same repeated thing. I remember reading something like that, similar to this, with her return to public duties depending on the medical advice closer to the time Mail Online understand. Let's read some of the comment here. Why is a mental health expert weighing in if this is about her healing from surgery? Shouldn't they be talking with a physician then? LOL. Just telling you this is not about surgery at all. She must have had mental breakdown. That or William did something to her. They've been mentioning mental health consistently when talking about her recovery. I think they don't even know when she'll return. I think I respond to one of this. There's me here. In other words, every part of the body needs help. I'm sorry I'm laughing about this, but that's what came to me at that time. Okay, I read this already. Let's go back. Yeah, there's that. It looks like they're also leaving the return timeline open. They've been pushing it since the original Easter deadline. I think people will give her more grace if they were honest about her situation. That's it. I don't know why they don't tell these people the truth. Okay, because they try. The thing is that they want to perceive themselves as a perfect human being when there's none. Okay? The more you show, I'm not saying go out of your way to be stupid, but you made a mistake. Okay, this is that, and then fix it. Don't repeat it again. Try your best not to repeat it. There are times things will happen, but still, just tell people the truth. Okay, hopefully they're getting those kids mental health support to deal with whatever is going on. Notice the repeated use of the word strike. Is she on strike, or did someone strike her? Who knows? Next tweet. Okay, warning. What is that? Okay, let's pause. Okay, so this one, that should have been last. Let me pause for a second. Let me make sure I'm recording, because usually when I pause, it doesn't record. Okay, so let's continue with this here. Let's pause. Okay, Prince William is literally the worst little shish I've ever seen. Princess Diana should have dropped. Oh my God. Alright, so there's this here. I've shared this before. Look at him. Since he was young, he has that mentality. Taking the kid by the neck. Okay, Prince William once told Nanny, I have you punished when he's king. Okay, look at him down here, touching the behind of the teacher. My goodness, he's a baggage for God. And this is where he's trying to, let me just mute it. Alright, these are all the parts where he's acting up, preventing Harry from doing, picking up the bunny, the puppy, and all of that, and hitting Charles in the head. On the head.
That policy of making Harry feel important sometimes upset William. He began to see Harry as a rival, especially on skis.
There was a lot of jealousy.
And then the media is not helping as well. Like these people. Okay, a kid put things neutral. Princess Diana had it under control, but the media, the freaking machinery over there prevented her from doing her job. And then look at this, and they took her away.
See, I think at one stage William stomped off in a tantrum because he wasn't feeling well. He had flu, and there was Harry doing really well on his skis, and William kept falling over, so he just stomped off.
Harry had a natural affinity with sport.
The sporting star of the family is definitely Harry, and it always has been, and that used to really irritate William.
All he had to do is work harder. Okay, not everybody is good at everything. Okay, this is where Harry would have complimented William when he becomes king. Harry would have helped him wherever he was weak at, and I'm sure Harry would have given him good advice. All this when he was over there. This is the reason they separate them. Harry was giving them good advice, but they rejected all of the advices that Harry was giving them. And then once they realized Harry was too good or too smart, they divide the brothers. Okay, so when William, the way they raised William, and the strength and the brightness of Harry would have helped William once he become king. But he probably will still be treating him like shit anyway. So it's not for Harry. He's not gonna inherit anything. So William stay with whatever he has. And right now, I mean, they're gonna force it down people to accept him the way he is, and they're gonna make sure he stays there because that's the puppet that they have. That's the puppet they train. That's the puppet they wanted. Alright, so the media is gonna control William over there to get whatever it is that they want. The world is upside down right now. Okay, there's, what is it? Princess Anne is out there doing engagement when William should have done it. Why he doesn't go? Because his stupidity, he knows people hate the way he behaves. So he can't even be in front of other people, except he's kind. What kind of thing is that? You should be somewhat, I mean, I'm not saying go out of your way for people to like you. Just be honest with people. Oh my Lord. They train him to be that way.
Because he would see his younger brother better on the skis than he was. And Harry was fearless. You see, Harry is fearless.
Alright, it's playing again. There's that here. You see, he probably did something stupid and Princess Diana was, setting him straight, saying what you did here is wrong. So next time you don't do it again. That's all. It wasn't, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a big tap on the butt. Just the voice, the tone of voice, and the action behind it, combine it together, make the kids feel a little bit frightful. Okay? Alright, so that's that here. Let's pause this. Heir never heard the word no from authority, always giving special consideration for being born first. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's it with that. Let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so that's another video here. The one that I move is not that yet. Alright, so there's this here with Harry. Okay, the palace sources are capable of leaking about Prince Harry, but it is cricket when it comes to Kate Middleton, aka Princess of Wales. What did Prince William do to his wife? Using Prince Harry to protect William isn't working. Harry isn't coming back. Alright, let's listen to this.
Never going to get genuine accountability or a genuine apology. You know, my wife and I were moving on. We're focused on what's coming next. Dancers are falling down. Good job. Just seeing Archie running across the lawn and this big smile, but this is the world that he knows. He spent his first 5 months in Windsor, that was it. This is home to him, this is home to Lily. You need to walk away. And this is on him. I get to do things with our kids I would never be able to do in the UK. My wife and I were moving on.
It's playing over. There will be a lot of screenshot because I can't.
But I think, again, what people are starting to understand now is that a royal source is not an unknown person. It is the palace specifically briefing the press, but covering their tracks by being unnamed.
Okay, this is someone, okay, Harry, who grew up in the institution. It's not like someone who married Anne and all of a sudden is learning about this. Harry grew up in there. And he had access to all senior people in the UK, in that institution. So he knows what he's talking about. Okay, so let's continue.
And I think that's pretty shocking to people, especially when you realize how many palace sources, palace insiders, senior palace officials, how many quotes have been attributed to those people. Some of the most heinous, horrible things have been said about me and my wife, completely condoned by the palace because it's coming from the palace. And those journalists have literally been spoon-fed that narrative without ever coming to us, without ever seeing or questioning the other side. I strongly believe that the way that the British press is showing itself at the moment is incredibly damaging to the UK.
Yeah, that's it. He's right. And right now, what Harry is doing here, now that he's outside of the UK and looking in, he could put everything in full perspective for the British people. Not hearing it from me or anybody else, but from a Brit who grew up in that environment, now taking a step back, looking it at a different lens, okay, can tell you exactly how the UK is being viewed outside of the UK. Okay? I could give you my opinion here and there, whatever, but this is a Brit who's telling you. Okay? And he was at the top of the top, not surpassing his brother though, but he left the country because of the toxicity. The so-called palace. The so-called palace source have been working overtime with all the made-up nonsense, all because the Vancouver Invictus Games countdown for the game was a great success for Harry and Meghan. The Prince of Wales is not a happy bunny. His little brother is showing the world he is thriving without the royal family. The honesty that Harry put behind his work, where he took blame when there's blame to be put on him. He doesn't sugarcoat it. And he speaks the truth. And his words, his action follow his words. So people who work with him understand. This is like an open book test. Don't look over here about missing Kate. Look over there about Harry and Meghan that left the country and just had an incredible visit to Canada. Alright, right. It's so obvious the relationship that they have with the toxic British press silence on her but blast on the Sussexes, while other people so blinded by the toxicity. And if people had any doubt of whatever Harry had said in his book or in the docuseries, the UK keep on showing, proving him right. That's the thing here. They keep proving him right. Let me read this and then that's it. For Harry, it's not safer or emotionally healthy for his young family to be in the UK with the constant negativity and fabricated hate directed at them. He knows this and has embraced and thrived in his California life. One can clearly see he is maturing as a person, professionally, and father and spouse. Yeah, this is one person, because his entire life have been documented. You could see this is someone who went through every stages of life. I don't know. I guess a psychology could write about the stages of, the stages of life. Okay? And then take certain part of Harry that have been already been documented and put it as example. Because from the time he stepped out from that hospital, he's been documented. You see all the faults when his childhood, the grief and pain and everything. He's a very good case study, to tell you the truth. A very good case study for, I'm telling you, if I was in that profession of psychology, this is something I would do, because there are stages in life that people go through. So as a psychologist, not me, I'm not a psychologist. Someone who is psychologist could pinpoint those points in Harry's life, the ones that are made public can pinpoint it, and then how he overcome it and fix it. All right, next to it, this is the part here with the Statesman. Okay, George Bush, Laura Bush, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, all support Invictus Game, Prince Harry. Well done. Okay, so this is the statement thing here. Statement. There they are here. Yeah, I think they got along very well with the Obamas. And one thing as well, there was something, I think one of the squad were kind of upset with the Obamas when with things that Harry, either they responded to something and they didn't like the response that they gave. And I was like, they can't do that. They can't be too... in the background, we do not know. They could be as family. Who knows? Maybe for Thanksgiving, they probably had Thanksgiving together. I'm just saying. I do not know. Okay? Certain family gathering, maybe they are there. But in the public eye, they keep it separate. Political and whatever business that Harry does. Okay? People need to differentiate this thing. And the Obamas is more toward the political aspect. And things like that. Charities. If you go on their YouTube channel, I highly recommend you guys. If you are a subscriber here and you want the truth and you want progress and all, I very truly highly recommend Obama Foundation YouTube channel to subscribe to, because they share things that's going on. While you're hearing all the noise that's going on, there are some progress that is being made, and they highlight some of them. Okay, so I highly recommend that. I stopped recommended channels to people, but the Obama one, I highly recommend it. I had shared something on my community board on our part of Pure Service. If you had subscribed to that channel, you would have known already. But anyway, I keep on branching off. Okay, so there's my comment here. Mr. Statement, should we add to his name a title? All before 2018. Okay. So what? Like this person said. Right. Shame Meghan and Harry just used to gain publicity for themselves. Oh, maybe I should stop here. Okay, I will delete it if I were you. It's a little embarrassing. Maybe some research before posting. You thought you had a point. Okay, let me finish with that. Prove that you have no idea what you are talking about. That Harry is irrelevant loser since he left the UK. Alright, so black. I'm gonna stop here. Who posted this? River Run. Who is that? I don't follow this person, and the person don't follow me, but Couple Squad is rescue animals. They are. Look at my comment here. Mr. Statement should be added to his name or title. Alright. These are the haters. Okay. Karen. Let's delete Karen as well. Oh, I put mute. It should be black completely. Next tweet. So this is the video that I move around, and I'm gonna listen to it for the first time. There will be screenshot. What the hell? I didn't put anything. Okay, so let's listen to this here. It's almost 3 minutes. All right. There is a reason all the trending trad wives are under 40. Lady is wanting the young brides with no plan. She got married at 19. She was the brain behind a few businesses, but nothing was ever in her name. When they divorced, he got to keep everything, and she was left with no money and been struggling since. Okay, so let's listen here. I may not. Okay, let me read this because right after the video, I'm gonna go to the next one. Okay, so that's an ad. Okay, there's a reason why some cults, religious, start marrying girls off when they are 15 or 16 years old. Just look at the Duggars, okay? Some of their girls are having issues. Now they're seeing what the father was doing and all that. It's a whole mess over there. Let me continue. Yep, hopefully the trendy trad wives are monetizing their content and saving the money. If that lifestyle was beneficial for women long term, then millions of women across the globe would have worked so hard to get out of it. Okay, did matrimonial law for 8 years. Can't even begin to tell you how many divorces I did where the traditional housewives was chucked aside once she served her purpose of having babies and raising them to school age. And this. All right, so let's just listen. All right, almost 3 minutes.
I want to start this video by saying that I'm not asking for money and I'm not asking for sympathy. What I'm asking for is if you are a young 14, 16, 21-year-old girl, listen up. I drove to the grocery store. I need to grab some milk and bread and a couple things, flipped open the pink app on my phone, and I've been sitting in my car crying ever since because I never have enough money. And why do I never have enough money? Because when I was a 19-year-old girl, I fell in love. My Mormon faith told me that I was supposed to be a stay-at-home mom.
Look at this. What did I say? The Duggars. I didn't even listen to this. I just read the captions. Okay, when I see things like that, I like to leave the videos for when I'm recording so I have something to say. Because I cannot just play it like that. YouTube is gonna say, oh, I'm copying thing and just pasting. When I see something important, interesting, I share them with you and you get to hear my thought on that. I don't expect you to agree with me. I said the Duggars, not knowing part of this Mormon kind of thing. What religious are the... I don't think the Duggars are Mormon. They're one of those cult kind of thing. Okay, but let's listen. I'm moving it back slightly.
Because when I was a 19-year-old girl, I fell in love. My Mormon faith told me that I was supposed to be a stay-at-home mom. I got married. I started having babies. I dropped out of college.
Wow.
I never had a career. My only jobs that I ever had in life were a waitress at the Olive Garden and managing a pretzel maker in a mall. Oh, my first couple years of marriage, I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, so I bought a windshield business. I was 20.
Wow.
And my Mormon stake president reminded me that women weren't supposed to work, so I quit my own business, handed it over to my husband.
Wow.
Took my name off of it. I would work our family business throughout the next 24 years of my marriage, but I never got paid. I didn't have a salary. My name wasn't on it. I literally worked for room and board. That's it.
Wow.
I would eventually also launch a custom home building company with my uncle as the architect and my friends as the builder, my designs, my realtor. But again, because my husband was the man, his name was on all of the projects.
Wow.
His name was on the business. I remember one of the last custom homes that I built, we sold it and made about a $260,000 profit.
Wow.
That money all went into his bank account. I didn't even have a bank account. I should have said that in the beginning. I never had a bank account. He would give me little envelopes of cash to go grocery shopping with. Anyway, that house sells, the money goes in the bank. I just asked if I could buy myself a piano with the money. I had worked on building that house for 2 years. All of the money went into his bank account. Nothing was under my name. I got a piano and I got a free house to live in. And I got groceries. So I found myself divorced at age 44 just 5 years ago, and within just a few months I was living in my car while he made about $250,000. he would eventually quit that job so that he wouldn't have to pay alimony and child support. He has only paid alimony one time ever in the 5 years since we've been divorced. Once ever. Right after my divorce, I remember being really confident about my ability to get a job, so I put together a resume. I remember one of the first interviews that I had is a management position for a windshield company, similar to the one that we had run. And the man actually laughing as he was interviewing me, like he was really sympathetic. He wasn't being a douchebag, but he was laughing. And he's like, so let me get this straight. You helped manage your family windshield business with your husband, but you were mostly a stay-at-home mom.
Wow. Let me see. Let me go into that and see if there's more to it. This is sad. Oh, luckily, there it is here. Oh my God. Okay, I thought there was more. So this one is another 3 minutes. The Mormon wife pipeline on TT made this woman come out to warn young girls. When your next meal depends on if a man still find you attractive, you need a plan B. Wow. Let's listen.
He told me in the interview, please don't apply for any more jobs like this. You are not qualified at all. You're not capable of doing this unless you go back to school and get your degree or get some different experience. And so I ended up, my first job after my divorce was $11 an hour, 4 hours a day, working as an assistant to a school teacher in an elementary school. I made $44 a day. For 24 years, I lived in $1 million homes. I vacationed all over the world. I spent my summers in Hawaii. I could buy myself $500 jeans, diamond tennis bracelets. We had boats and RVs and whatever I wanted. And it never bothered me once that my financial security was dependent on that man being in love with me. I never realized that him liking me or not liking me or finding me sexy or attractive or interesting determined whether or not my children could eat, whether or not I could buy myself a fucking jug of milk and a loaf of bread. So I had my 5th surgery in 2 years, 2 weeks ago, and I'm supposed to be in bed resting, and I can't because I've worked 7 days a week since my divorce 5 years ago, which is why I'm covered in paint and looking like crap. We actually have a 4-day weekend here in Tucson, and since my partner isn't working, he's working on furniture flip partner projects with me. I have no retirement, I have no savings, no education, no resume. I was almost a straight A student throughout all of my education. I went to college at age 17. I had dreams for my future. I'm working so hard to get myself out of just perpetual side hustle hell. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wonder why. Why I didn't have a fucking backup plan. Why my kids eating and having stability was dependent on a romantic relationship. Why nobody told me to put money in the bank. Why nobody told me, don't have babies until you have an education and some experience. Don't have so many kids. I wish somebody had told me to put my name on our vehicle loans and to put my name on our houses. I wish somebody had told me that it's okay to put those babies in daycare for a couple days a week and go to college and have a job. And I think I need to do an entire trad wife sequel, because you can be happy and rich and loving your life like Ballerina Farm until the guy walks out. I want you guys to imagine for a minute, even rich him.
You know, this is why they don't like black people. Not her in particular. Those white men, I'm saying white men. Those white men don't like black people because black people have been suffering and we've known all the corners that needs to be taking place. And when we warn you guys, they hate us for it. Okay? They teach these young women to, in that fearful kind of thing, all of that. But meanwhile, we're warning you. But anyway, it's sad. More of this needs to be going to her group of people, because the idea those men have is to populate the entire world with their kind. Okay, every corners of the world. They want to populate it with their kind by having. This is why they want to use these women to just procreate. Meanwhile, they're destroying other native of the land and all of that. Look what's happening in the Middle East. Okay, sending guns to third world countries so those people could eliminate each other, and then they could just come and bring their people there to populate the entire world with their kind, and then they want to have control of it. Okay, and at the end of the day, they doing this on their own. They're gonna hurt their own. All right, but anyway, let's listen. I'm glad she's putting it. It's not someone else who's telling her.
Deanna. If Deanna walked out, if all of his financial backing and he had to sell the farm, and then what does she have? Find another rich boy to marry? I just don't want one more woman to DM me, comment, send me their stories, cry to me about how hard it is for them to support their families, and I am so tired of living my own story. We have to make this stop. Raise your daughters to be financially independent. Focus on their futures and educations just as much as you focus on your sons. I wish that someone had done that for me.
There's a reason they're not teaching these white girls this kind of thing. Okay? There's a reason for that. Look at what they want the entire country to be like that. Let me read some of the comments. I wasn't gonna read comments, but let's see here. If I could see it. Alright, this is why I'll never feel bad for being so independent. I feel so bad for her. Men are so cool to quit your job, just not provide when you know them well. She's the reason is beyond me. He will never have peace, at least hope. Okay, yeah, I feel bad for her because it's clear everyone around her saw her like he did. Okay, I'm confused. She made it seem like he didn't let her buy anything other than groceries, but she said she could buy. That's when she was married. When she make the difference. When she was married, she's letting you know she had a good life before. Okay, and some of the wealth that they built when she was married is her ideas, and the husband put it under his name. And once she got divorced, nothing is given to her. Okay. Jean and the vacation and had boat and RVs. I guess both could be true, but it just feels like it doesn't make sense. It makes sense. Okay, that part was a little funny to me. Like, so you spent $500 on Jean, but then that's the thing she's telling you. Nobody told her that. There's a difference when this is a cult, like one of the comments I just read. This is a cult. They shield you. They don't let you know from the outside world. They make you believe this is the way things is, or the way the things are. So she didn't know any better. If she had known, maybe she could have created a secret account outside. The husband doesn't need to know, and put every month get some money and put it out there. She didn't know. That's the thing. She didn't know. I can't blame her. And she told you from the moment. Okay, having grown up in Utah the first 26 years of my life, the game of keeping up with culture is so huge there. It's just normalized to spend huge amounts of money on appearances and status. It's so ingrained, she probably didn't think twice. That's what I'm saying. She didn't know. She did not know. Like, for instance, when Harry was interviewing this young man, Hutchinson, I believe, during the Black Lives Matter, this black man picked up the white man out of a group who was beating him up or something like that. During that interview, I have it on PYTE. He was saying there are a couple things that he didn't know. He didn't think they were somewhat racist, and being with Megan, things he would have just brushed off. Now he could see it in a different lens. This is something, when you grew up on something from childhood, if nobody tells you otherwise, and the people who are around you who knows the difference and wants to make sure you do not know or don't expose you to it, you will not know. And this is why what's happening in schools, in the US right now, they're removing certain books from school. I told you. It takes only 10 years to destroy a generation. So they're building up on that. Starting from now till in a couple of years, some kids will not know any difference. There's an article I just came across on, actually I probably still have it open while I'm editing, is that I share it on Twitter as well. NCAA remove a certain record of let me see if I could see it. What is it? NCAA erase an entire generation of women's sport. Okay, if people are not keeping up track these things, they will erase it in the history, and the young people that's growing up will not know anything about it. So there's a difference when you don't know and when you know. So that woman did not know. Okay, so I can't blame her for anything. Now she knows better. She's letting other people know. All right. So now she learned. Now she's 40. She learned. She's warning the others. This is the thing. When you pass through something, you see the hardship. Now you come out of it. Warn the others. And that's what she's doing here. I don't want to blame her one bit. Because when you grew up on something, like for instance, you could say, let's say the way Harry is. Certain things. He grew up on something. Now he knows. All right. He know better. Next tweet. So now I'm off with the very harsh kind of tweet. Okay, I love Cash Cab and Cash Cab loved Megan. Another TV shout out. Suit, love, enjoy. Okay, it's 22 seconds.
Much to go. According to a 2017 study, increased interest in the legal profession in the UK is linked to Meghan Markle's long-time role as a legal eagle on what TV drama?
Suits. You like it? Yes. We're gonna go with Suits then.
Yes! All right, one block to go. Much to go.
All right.
According to it.
So I love the squad. When they see something about our faith, they make sure to get it for us. I don't have cable. I used to watch this show. Next tweet. I have two more. The last one is a prayer from the squad. Meghan Markle looking at her competition. I love that. That's when she was slaying. I love that. I saw it and I thought I'd share it with you. Okay, Meghan Markle is definitely that girl. There she is here. Okay, when you know you are number one and the only one. There she is here. Okay, total self-worship, as she should. I'm laughing at this because I think this is a hater who thought she was gonna do something, and then the way the squaddy respond as she should. I like that. One thing about Kate Middleton fans, they are insecure like their faith. Alright, I was on my morning one and her, let me pause it. Alright, I'll read it, that last pause. That dress was a work of art, definitely. Okay, the green dress. I was in my morning run and her, my Meg, the stallion come on and I immediately thought of Megan. All the hate gives me pretty face. Perfect line. There's that here. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one I see Charity. Meghan Markle Charity. Okay. Alright, so there's the heart here. I've been in the entertainment industry, so I know actresses. No actress who looks like Megan needs to do charity work. If she's out there doing that, it's because that's what her heart tells her to do. Truly a class act. I've said this before. Yeah, it's her passion. There's no way anybody who but wants to do the charity work. She grew up in that. Miss Doria trained her well and all of this. Okay, wow. Who said this? Love them for it. Me, that's the person here. Spoiler spot. She said it. Okay, I said it and thank you. Okay, I didn't want to just repost because I didn't want the range to flood the account when I posted it. Okay. Oh, bless you. Well done. It is so spot on. Yes, I know what you mean on the derangers. I just keep blacking and reporting. Funny enough, they have slowed right down as I give no engagement at all. Okay, but she can't get any Hollywood roles. There was issue. There's one here. She decided to quit now. She quit. She left her job. Alright, so there's this here, 100%. Megan has been quietly doing the work for years. One of many reasons why I admire her. Okay, she may not get... I did a vid. Oh my God. Maybe I should post this if I find it after my husband switched things. I don't think it's on YouTube anymore because YouTube was... maybe it's still in. Not a A-list actress, because there was a time early when I started creating videos on PYTE regarding Harry and Meghan. One of the headline that was going on, or should I say noise that was going on, is that Meghan is not an A-list actress and all of that. And then I did a quick little research. Why she may not be the type of A-lister that these people expect. I bring different clips from different actresses who talk about the pain being in the Hollywood. Okay, it's like give and take. If you could open your legs, okay, then you get that wall. Certain, not all. Okay, I don't wanna generalize all of that, but the majority. Look at that guy. What's his name? That is it producer or one of his company? Something Steen. Not Epstein. oh, I forgot. Ronan Farrow did a review or report on him. Okay, he's in jail now for abusing women. Okay, many of Hollywood is very toxic. And there's this guy from Boy Meets World. I think now, I don't know this current status, but I think sometime last year I mentioned him. He was dancing with one of the what's the name? T-Buzz. What's his name? Oh my God. I had to look it up because I was thinking about it. Okay, Chili and Matthew Lawrence, they were dancing. I think now they're dating. I don't know the current status. That was sometime last year I saw it. Okay, their videos is on YouTube. All right, so there was something he said, because I used to watch his show and I saw the potential in him. And after a while, I didn't see him. And there was an interview. There was something that happened with a producer. Wanted something in return. He was like, no, I'm not about that. Then I don't know what he's doing now. Okay, it's that give and take thing. Just because Megan was not blockbuster, whatever that's on TV, but she was getting some roles. Her bill was being paid. She was getting little, how do they call this? When actress for a certain role, and then, sometimes they call you back to come and do that same role again. I forgot the term for it. Okay? So she was doing her thing. And bills were being paid. And then at the same time, for being able to get little gigs here and there, she was able to fly, do charitable work. So just because it's not your standard, when you see those blockbuster top actress or whatever, sometimes you have to wonder, what did they have to give up? Okay, was it worth it? Okay, you don't see many of them anymore. Okay, what you used to see a couple of years ago. What happened? Okay, so these derangers, they live in a fantasy world. They don't see reality. Some people have integrity, self-respect. They don't want to give their entire life for a few minutes of cheers and a couple bucks. My goodness. Just because Megan is not up to your standard of an actress, that doesn't mean she wasn't making money. Okay, did I do this one? 39. Let me make sure. Okay, is that the same one? Okay, I think I'm almost done. Okay, so that's that. And this is a prayer from one of the squatty. And then that will be it. Okay? Okay? Almighty Father, grant us a spirit of prayer and penance. Grant that we may love you and one another. Lord, transform our lives by your divine teaching. Okay, so she did another tweet. That's a tweet. Another prayer. Forgive us for the time we have failed Christ and the poor. Have mercy on us and our weakness. Lord, transform our lives by your divine teaching. Okay, so that's one of the squaddies who did that. All right, so whenever I come across hers, instead of searching, I just read hers. All right, from one of ours. So that's it. Please take a moment. Oh, there's something I wanted to... I wanted to share that Drew Barrymore thing here about people. Wow. One of the videos that I share already, I wanted to make a reference to Drew Barrymore, where it could have been the William thing here. Or did I share that tweet? Let me pause and make sure I share everything that I wanted to share with you. I don't remember. It's when I was making the list, and I thought of something to share with you, and I quickly searched that video, which I saw already, part of it, not all, because it's like an hour video. But there's something she said in this video, because she's been an actress since she was in diaper. She said it in that video. And then later on, she had issues understanding people. How cool 1 minute you see the people here be like happy, go lucky, and next thing they're serious, they don't even know you, this kind of thing. It's similar to what's this guy in the UK was who interviewed Megan. Valentine Lowe was saying, oh, Megan is this, and then next thing she didn't recognize me. Okay, when you're an actor, you have to know when to turn the light off and when to switch it back on. Okay, so she had issues understanding people, and she realized that, in front of the camera, there's certain things people say, and then after that, they move on with their lives. All right, so I forgot the full point that I wanted to share that with you. When I click on it, I was like, oh, I was supposed to say something about this, but I forgot completely. All right, so I wanted to go to this to share with you. So that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Please subscribe to all 3 channels. This channel, our Pew Team Sussex, Pew YTE, and our Part of Pew Service, because I share different things on those channels. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Who knows when you're gonna see this one now.